right, House of Payne fans, believe it or not, this video isn't too negative. This is essentially me giving 5 ways season 10 can improve upon season 9. So I just finished recording a video just like this for assisted living, and I figured, why not do one for House of Payne as well? So make sure you go ahead and hit like, hit subscribe, click the bell notification icon, and select all. That way you don't miss out whenever I post new content. And finally, follow me on social media. Links are in the description below. So with assisted living, I feel like there was a lot more to say because in itself, it is a new show and season 1 was very rough to make it through. But the thing about it is, with House of Payne, you have years of foundational seasons to work with. Yet the show came back and it felt completely off from what it used to be because it's being created by the Tyler Perry of today versus the Tyler Perry of the early years of his major success. So I feel like when it came to assisted living, I had a lot more to say in regards to the 5 ways the show could get better. And they felt a bit more unique to each other. But with House of Payne, I don't think it's too complicated. So here are my 5 things in no particular order where I feel like season 10 should take things in a way that season 9 didn't. Well, you know what? Let me just go ahead and order it anyway. Might as well. I did it with assisted living. I completely forgot. So I might as well do it for here as well. Number 5 is kind of a big deal because if it's noticeable at this point. I was literally about to say, in case you didn't notice, but there were a lot of people aside from myself who were online completely aware that something seemed off about this season 9 that is. And when it comes to season 10, please, for the love of everything, air the episodes in order. For the sake of continuity, there were so many times in season 9 where we were like at episode 10 or 12 or something like that. And it felt, I forgot the exact episode it was, but there was one episode I clearly stated in the review, okay, this is definitely the first episode. It was the one where I think it was CJ addressing Curtis in regards to how old Malik and Jasmine were. I think it was the episode where Curtis called CJ and Calvin over to the house to plan Ella's surprise birthday party. And yeah, I think that was the episode where Ella found the weed mints and vape pen. Yeah, that's right, because Janine told CJ or something like that. But basically, I forgot the exact episode. But there were just so many times this season where it was clear that these episodes were not being aired in the order that they were written / produced. So please, please, in season 10, air the episodes in the order that they're supposed to, so everything flows a bit better. Number 4, and I said this plenty of times during season 9 because people were like, where's Claritha? Where's the Firehouse crew? Where are the Hernandezes? And where are these other characters? This isn't a mandatory thing for me because where's Tracy? For me personally, number 4 is, bringing back old characters. Like, hell, Floyd came back. I honestly didn't expect Floyd to show up. But seeing as how the first few episodes of House of Payne were presented to us, I was like, this is exactly how the Paynes was written. And no, I don't think we need to bring back older characters if they're going to be presented in the way that the writing is now. Like, they're just going to be brought back to the show for a comedic cameo. It's like, well, oh, remember this character, their character trait was this, so this is how we're only going to present them as opposed to any sort of development. Like, well, what was Floyd up to for the past couple of years? Why didn't we hear anything about, Hattie and the Love Station, like the Love Train? Like, what's going on? We don't know. He's just there to assist with Curtis being high, and then that's it. So I didn't see a need of bringing back some OG characters from House of Payne, like Pookie and Peanut. We got a name drop, but we didn't see him. Like, what was the point of bringing all these characters back if we really couldn't handle the main cast properly? So I feel like number 4 goes into my number 3, which is the pacing. We do not need half of an episode consisting of 2 characters going back and forth about nothing. The same repetitive dialogue, sentences that are incoherent. You know what? Let me just say, number 3 is pacing and number 2 is writing, because they go hand in hand. The show needs to have a better script in order to deliver better pacing, because if I have to hear, what did you say? Say that again? Or if a character just says the same thing repetitively back and forth. I think one of the worst offenders of this is the episode If You Loved Me, which is where Calvin spends the first half of the episode trying to get the information out of Caleb and Jasmine about what Caleb was doing over at his parents' house. And then Calvin leaves. And instead of telling his parents what was going on, we have to sit through another 10 minutes, or basically the back half of the episode, of Curtis and Ella trying to get the information out of Caleb and Jasmine, along with Curtis's antics along the way. So I feel like if these episodes were just better structured, it would make for a better watching experience. As well as, number 1, basically bring it back to the basics. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. I mean, for me personally, the only thing Tyler Perry really had to do here is just come up with more mature storylines for the characters, especially the likes of an older Malik, an older Jasmine, and a post-divorce Calvin, except the divorce is still going on. And no, I'll probably do a video or videos where it's like the 5 worst things about House of Payne season 9, or the 5 worst things about Assisted Living season 1. Let me see how these 2 videos go, like the 5 ways the next season can improve. But I feel like, you know, from the inconsistency in terms of how much time has passed from season 8 of House of Payne to season 9, and the way Miranda was written to be this like desperate, thirsty, unable to read the room drama queen, and you know, it's just so many things that I felt were just not written well about the series. Why not bring the show back to its roots? But like I said, you age up the characters, so you age up the scenarios that they're placed in. I think one of my biggest complaints during the early episodes was that we have Malik dealing with getting someone pregnant. We have Jasmine dealing with the pressures of peer pressure of like sex and drugs. The thing about it is, you have these characters in aged up scenarios, more mature scenarios, which is good. But the problem is, you haven't progressed or aged up how the characters respond to these issues. It's like we're seeing Malik dealing with things the same way he was when he was younger. And that's a problem to me. Like, trust and believe, there are shows that do time jumps and whatnot, and they skip over massive development, which is a problem. But I'd much rather see a character change drastically off screen than a character who stays the same despite them being way older, and we don't see any kind of maturity in them. But that's just my opinion. So those were the 5 ways I think House of Payne should improve during season 10, assuming it got renewed. So with that being said, let me know what other ways you think it could improve in the comment section below. And if you'd like to donate to the channel, feel free to do so on PayPal or Cash App, or join Patreon for as little as $1 a month.